Like you'd be top tier. You'd be in this upper echelon of trading.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Nux Trades here. Today is July 22nd, Saturday, the weekend after the market. So I'm gonna go over Friday's trades, and today I want to talk about a low risk entry versus an A plus entry, looking at my model. And if you want to see my model and give an in-depth rundown of what exactly I'm looking for, I will pin that video right here. So now jumping into the actual content of the video. So I'm going to start off with just talking you through my entries. So first off, we want to mark out our overnight session highs and session lows. So as you can see right here, we pierce the session high. So then we run, and we get this for value gap at 925. And recently I've been placing a lot of limit orders on my chart using the risk to reward calculator. You can place a limit order with that, and that's what I've been using a lot recently. And I think from now on I'm going to start using market orders because the limit orders don't always fill me, and that gets very, very, very annoying when you're trying to trade at a consistent level and take every one of these trades. Because this right here, beautiful institutional order flow entry chart right here. I mean, we just wick right up into it, fill it just to the top of this, and then we just continue down. And that's a good, let's see how many handles that is. That is 15 handles to the previous session low right there. And your stop would have probably been at the top of this wick. Probably could have made it to the close if you wanted to trim your wrist down a little bit. But nonetheless, didn't get filled on that entry, and that would have really been the biggest entry of the day. Would have been a really nice one to catch in the morning, but unfortunately we don't get that. This is a good entry. I would say this is probably an A plus entry, just because if you look, we have our market structure shift with this swing high right here. So we break this swing high and we displace lower with a large fair value gap, and there are obviously a lot of sell orders in this candle. So we go up and fill these sell orders inside this fair value gap just a little bit, and then we just continue lower. So that was really our confirmation that price wanted to continue lower and didn't really have any business going up any higher. So we were heavy at the beginning of the day today, leading up into right about 10 o'clock when we see that typical reversal. So now I want to talk about an actual A plus entry versus a low risk entry. So just full transparency here, I did take both of these trades, the low risk entry and the A plus entry, which I'll go through next. The low risk entry did fail for me, but the A plus entry did win for me, which I expect, right? We expect the A plus entry to be better than the low risk entry. So just going into it, looking at this, so once we take out this low right here from the previous session, that occurs way back here. So we take out this low right here, and now we're looking for long setups, right? So right here, I'm looking at this fair value gap right here. And when we're looking at this, there's really no swing high that we break our market structure shift. We don't really get that. What we do get is this close above this fair value gap, which I thought would help us out. But then again, um, it just didn't really play out in the favor. I thought we were going to be able to use this as an inverse fair value gap because we close above. We just don't end up having it play out that way. So I enter this and we get it stops me out because I have my stop at the bottom of this candle because I didn't want to assume the risk of putting it all the way down here. But if you really want to follow 2022 mentorship, I guess rules, then you would have had your stop all the way down at this swing, and I guess you would not have gotten stopped, and you would have gotten your five handles. But for me personally, that's just too large of risk to take on. Uh, so I did get stopped out on this play, and that was actually the first time through back testing of 3 months data's or the past 3 month data that we've actually had an entry fail, low risk or A plus during the 10 o'clock hour. So very, very interesting that that failed. I almost had the mentality that there's no way that it could fail because it's worked so many times during 10 o'clock hour. So that was a reality check for me and a good because I probably needed it because I was getting really confident in the model, and this just goes to show you that anything can happen, right? So this fails. And I want to talk about why this is a low risk entry, right? So what does this entry include? Well, this entry includes our session low rate. It includes a fair value gap and really not a ton of displacement, right? So we get a fair value gap right there, and that's let me see if we're in premium discount for this. I believe this entry was in premium, but we will see. Yep, so entries in premium. So longing in premium is not necessarily what we want. We want a long and discount, right? So longing in premium is not ideal. So this is just really just a not an A plus entry, and I'll label that so we can go through the A plus entry next. So the things that we're missing is we're missing a market structure shift. We're a missing a market structure shift. We're missing our entry being in discount, and we're also missing displacement, right? So that kind of separates our low risk entry from that being an A plus entry because this could be our first reversal, right? So if you wanted to catch this, you might be able to catch the full play and you might be able to get the whole thing, right? The whole chunk of the pie. But this is also has a higher risk of failing because we don't have all of those other factors that would be included in an A plus entry. So that's what a low risk entry would look like. And now I want to take you over and show you an A plus entry that I took. Okay, so keep in mind this right here. So now we have this entry right here. Okay, so when we're looking at this play, this one's a little bit different, right? Because we're able to get above these equal highs right here, and we're able to. I consider this a market structure shift. Once we push above these equal highs right here, and we take these orders out right here, and we're able to displace above. We get displacement at close above this market structure shift right here. These highs, we get a close above, and we get a fair value gap right here. Okay, so let me walk you through an A plus entry. So we get market structure shift, fair value gap, displacement, and I'm not sure if this one was actually in premium or discount, but we will find out. So let's see. From swing high, swing low to swing high. So this could have been a better entry for us. It was not the worst entry. We're still long in premium, which is not ideal. So this is going to be one that's not an A plus entry necessarily, but the one this morning is an A plus entry. So I would probably say this is a B plus entry. So we'll go through and label this as the B plus entry right here. And I'll leave these labels on so you guys can screenshot them if you would like. So this is a B plus entry, and I did take this play and was able to get 5 handles from it. Stop was right there. So that's what we looked like right there. And I'll go on and mark out the other ones as well, just so you guys can see all the differences here. And I was targeting 5 handles on this one as well. Okay, so there's 2 of the 3 plays right there, and I will put this down here with this. Okay, and sorry if this is a lot on the chart. I just not realized how overwhelming that could be, but I think it's still good. Okay, so next we'll mark out the actual A plus entry that occurs today. So we have this entry right here. So we get market structure shift right here. Let me label this. So we get market structure shift right there. We get fair value gap with displacement below the market structure shift, displacing being enclosed with a fair value gap. Next, we measure out our Fibonacci, and we get a short in premium, which is what we're looking for because we want long in discount and short in premium. And that would have taken us down to at least the 5 handle target. So I'll go on and write out what was occurring. So A plus entry. So then we have a market structure shift, displacement, fair value gap, shorting, and premium. And we also have a session high raid right here. Session high raid right there. So this was our A plus entry for the day right here. We get, let me change these real quick. Okay. So we get this A plus entry right here. We get our market structure shift occurring at this low right here, shift below. We get displacement right in here, displacing closing below the market structure shift, fair value gap right in here. And then we're shorting in premium because we're above the 0.5 of the Fibonacci right here. So that's our A plus entry. If we would have gotten filled using a market order, that would have been ideal and that would have ran us 15 handles to the previous low. The next thing we're going to look at is this entry right here, and let's look at the differences here. So we really have no swing high that we're breaking to cause a market structure shift right here. So unfortunate. We do take the session low rate, which is good. We have a fair value gap, and then we have a long in premium, which is not ideal for us. We're looking to long in discount, like I said. Next is a B entry. We're only missing a couple things. We almost have the A plus entry, very, very close. We get a market structure shift getting above these equal highs and closing above it. That's our displacement. We get a fair value gap, and then we get a long in premium, which is not ideal. But then again, it's a good entry to take, and I did take that. And looking back in the data, I do look for all of the entries in general, not just A plus entries, and I include all entries in my data. So even with all entries, those being not just A plus entries, we still have an 80% win rate. So looking back at just our A plus entries, obviously you're going to get a lower opportunities, but you're going to get a higher win rate. So you're going to be able to enter less trades, but you're going to be able to win more percentage of those trades, if that makes sense. You'll take less losses. So depending on how you are as a trader, you can wait for these A plus entries to occur, or you can take all of these low risk entries and maybe even these B plus entries over here. But that is the video for today. I just wanted to run through this real quick with you guys so you guys are able to see um, the difference between these types of entries that are occurring every single day and how I'm playing that. And if you guys want to be right, if you guys want to be with me while I trade and you're able to ask me questions, be sure to follow me on Twitter. That's at Nux Trades, and then inside of my Twitter bio is a link tree, and then in that link tree is actually a link to my Discord, and you guys are able to join that, and I'm pretty active in there regularly. We have a lot of people in there at this point, and it's pretty active. If you are looking to learn some stuff or ask me questions or maybe get a more personable experience in learning your trading, then feel free to join. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and let me know what you guys liked, what you didn't like, and I will keep these videos coming for you guys. And as always, be safe and good trading to you guys. Peace.